gets it off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He missed the complete that. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
It's not an old song coming sweet and clear like moonlight through the pines that has Georgia on the minds of iRacers, but rather the dozen corners that compose Road Atlanta, which this late afternoon plays host to Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. It's round 7 of 12 on the Season 6 calendar, and all the action from both the initial 40-minute feature and the 25-minute sprint that follows can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing channel. From the Peach State, hello and welcome to GSRC's Countdown to Green, way up in the press box to bring you our Word's Eye view is Soup and Crackers. Yours truly, Bill Soups on, along with Sean Crackers Ambrose. Down in the production van, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe Peak, with Dougie Beard, as always, the camera guru. As cyberspace flows into your place over the next 15 streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the doubleheader format here at the Formula Renault 2.0 Championship event that will immediately follow. And now, returning to the broadcast after a week away in the Big Apple where he overindulged in some Metallica, here's my longtime booth partner, Sean Crackers Ambrose.
Soup, great to be back, great to be here at Road Atlanta. What a track, classic venue here, the roller coaster style road racing course. It looks a lot like Road Atlanta, located on 750 acres north of Brazelton, Georgia. This place opened in 1970, and from opening day, drivers had been both hypnotized and horrified by the rhythm of the track that serpentines through 12 corners, rising and falling over this 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles of asphalt. This facility is utilized for a wide variety of events, including professional and amateur sports car and motorcycle races, racing and driving schools, testing for motorsports teams, but perhaps this place is best known as the home of the Petit Le Mans endurance race that was first held here in 1998. I also seem to think the place looks a bit like a pork chop, so I call it the pork chop. That's my nickname for it, yes. But the best way to get an idea what this place is really like is to jump on board the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0 and take a lap around the roller coaster that is Atlanta. Road Atlanta.
All right, we've got Scott Newton in the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0, so let's do a lap around Road Atlanta. Approaching turn 1, this can sometimes offer passing opportunities, but it's gonna be hairy. This is a fast sweeper in most cars, but in a high downforce machine like the Renault, you are flying through this corner. Up the hill, bring it to the middle, then swing it back to the left side of the track for the widest entry into turn 3. Just glance it off that inside curb and try to stay off the rumble strip to the left for the best acceleration around turn 4. The S's will easily be flat out, but make sure and get the car lined up to the right at the end of it. Turn 5 is deceptively tough with heavy compression messing with the car's balance mid-corner. It's a pretty common sight to see cars end their day through there. Drift the car back to the left and get ready for another good passing opportunity coming up in turn 6. There's a fair bit of camber in this corner, so it will be faster than you'd expect. If you don't get the pass done though, the exit of turn 7 can be your savior. Really focus on the best launch possible to ensure the maximum speed down the long back stretch. The draft of your opponent can definitely help you close in on them too. Once the track starts heading downhill, bring the car off to the right and get ready for the absolute best place to overtake, the chicane. The good news is you don't have to be a sitting duck when under attack. The switchback nature means it's possible to defend from the outside. As you come under the bridge, shorten the turn by cutting across the inside, then swing wide for the scary final corner. Hopefully you kept it all together and have now finished the lap around Road Atlanta.
Joe Peak is our director today, but there you heard him stepping out from behind the console to do a lap around Road Atlanta. Let's give thanks to Scott Newton as he was on the wheel taking us around VIR. Thanks again also to Apex Racing UK for providing today's lap guide. Now, let's quickly review what happened last time at VIR, where 28 drivers took the start at Virginia, with Jean-Francois Godin on the pole inside of Christian Koch. You know, the Mini Green Hell lived up to its name, claiming the souls of Jonas Vastamati, Daniel Morris, and Lawrence de Rijk on the very first lap. Godin chose to run the fuel cell dry. This allowed the French-Canadian to lead the first 19 laps. Koch bounced around between second and fourth, sharing the spots with Oscar Magden, Ty McLeod, Christoph Holstein, and Enric Andre. Now, McLeod found trouble early and had to settle for 17th. Likewise for Magden, who charged his way back to 8th. Holstein ended up in 5th, but the best of the rest was Andre, claiming 3rd place points. But in the late stages, all the attention was up front on Koch as he challenged Godin for the win. A mistake by Godin with 4 laps to go allowed Koch to get by, stealing the checkered flag away from Godin, who was forced to settle for 2nd place. For Koch, it was his 2nd win of the season, both feature events. Now, 20 drivers finished on the lead lap, with Erka Lindstrom being the last in line, earning him the pole position inside of Evan Rolling Thunder when it was time to go to the sprint race. Lindstrom did an admirable job of holding the lead for the first 3 laps until surrendering it to Ty McLeod. Lindstrom eventually finished 8th. McLeod led laps 4 through 6 until Rene Oosterkamp came from 6th on the grid to take the lead on lap 7 and hold it all the way to the checkered flag. For the SimRC driver, it was his 2nd win of the season. The winner of the feature race, Christian Koch, charged from 20th to earn 2nd place points. Michael the Oven Mittner came from 8th to 3rd. McLeod was chasing down Oosterkamp at the white flag lap until he bottled it, turning a 2nd place success into a 19th place disaster. So, who was the big points winner from VIR? Well, let's go ahead and bring up the last round totals. Well, if you're paying attention to the VIR recap, you could not be surprised to see Christian Koch on top. But what you might not realize is that the Vector SimSport drivers' event total was a whopping 50 points, the highest event total this season. Jean-Francois Godin is 2nd for a 2nd consecutive round, 10 back of Koch. The Evo Sonic driver went 2nd in the feature and 6th in the sprint. Now, poker players call them sailboats, and that is just what Mega Drive's Phil Reed earned at VIR. A pair of 4s was good enough for 35 points. How do you take the pain out of a 15th place feature result? Win the sprint race. That's how, and that's Rene Oosterkamp just did that as a SimRC driver, registered 27 points. A 3rd and a DNF was enough to land Driller Motorsports' Enric Andre on the top 5 results overlay for the first time this season. So, how did all that affect the point standings? Let's see what GSR has for you here. Remember that these do take into account the 2 drop races, so really what you're looking at is the best 4 out of 6 results with all of his or her driver points added in as well. Now, if you have the biggest event total this season, it's going to help you in the point standings. Christian Koch remains on top, and the Vector SimSport driver stretches his lead to 16 points. Phil Reed of Mega Drive and Jean-Francois Godin of Evo Sonic hold station in 2nd and 3rd, 16 and 18 points back. SimRC's Rene Oosterkamp moves up a spot to 4th, pushing Oscar Magden of Infinity SimSport down to 5th. Climbing back onto the overlay is privateer Daniel Morris in 10th, just behind fellow privateer Mark Usher. Now, for Usher, make notice of his pocket points, now at 0. No insurance for a bad result now for the man that already has 2 wins this season. Going to the team championships that also take into account the drop races, Christian Koch and Michael the Oven Mittner have Vector SimSports out in front. Infinity SimSports and Mega Drive hold station in 2nd and 3rd. The climb continues for Formula Mini. Adam Tierney and Christoph Holstein have that team now up into 4th. A great run for Formula Mini. SimRC remains in 5th. Hey, with Charlie Summers stepping away from Red Devil Racing, their fans are calling for Christian Koch to reunite with his former teammate Daniel Morris. Now, until that reconciliation occurs, RDR will struggle to stay on the chart. Evo Sonic, Force Fissi, Incline Racing, and Vector Shadow round out the graphic. Hey, you know, Formula Renault is always attracting new viewers, so for those tuning in for the first time, our director will summon up the series detail overlay, and my partner, Sean Crackers Ambrose, will walk us through it. Sean?
Soup! Yes, sir, this is Season 6. Today, Round 7. Now remember, in the AOR, you do get 2 dropped events. That could be a combination of any one of the feature or sprint events, but you do get 2 drops per season. There are 2 races per event. That sprint race will come after this feature race we're about to bring you. The setups are open. These drivers get the ability to tweak these cars themselves. We'll tell you there's a lot of sharing that goes on, and a lot of these drivers work together, but the setup is all you. Fast repairs, you don't get them here. And,
That's right.
Well, that means taking care of the car is a premium. And here at Road Atlanta, that will be fun today.
And that's the way we like it here on GSRC. No fast repairs, big boy racing. Now, Crackers, the doubleheader format is what makes this series completely different than anything else GSRC covers. But these Georgian fans got shortchanged last season. As you know, there was an iRacing glitch that prevented the sprint race from being gridded, and only the feature race counted towards the championship. Today, I feel safe in saying we're going to get the sprint race in as well. But first, how about what's coming up here in the feature event?
And amazingly enough, I don't think I was here for that race, Soup, but the race distance here in this feature is going to be 40 minutes. Now, they will grid from qualifying, which is going on track right now. I see a new name at the top, actually, in Peter Berryman. It's awful fast. Now, they'll need a pit stop somewhere in the middle of this race. It's not quite a full tank, so that is a factor. Now, we have 16 on the incident cap, so that's a combination of running off course or any contact with another car, so you got to be careful with that. And the points, they pay to 20th position on the grid. Now, very, very important, all cars on the lead lap, Soup. Well, what's going to happen with those?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
That's how you can make a bad day. You can turn a bad day into a good day if you can stay on the lead lap and get a good grid. Hey, maybe we can bring up the qualifying, the top 10 standings, because Sean made a good note here. Peter Berryman. Now, there was a little talk about him in the forums. As some drivers step away, they let in some new drivers. It's not really on a first-come, first-served basis. They let these guys in on merit. And here's a guy, it looks like his reputation has preceded him. And they knew he was coming. My gosh. So not only is he there, look at this time. He is really up there with Mangan and Nolden. But what he doesn't know about, and Sean, so many of these races are decided by the damage that are caused, like not so much even that slows the car down, but they pick up wing damage or undercarriage damage from the going over the curbing. How friendly is Road Atlanta to these dainty little French race cars?
Soup, I don't want to call the Formula Renault a fragile car, but it's certainly not the most sturdy car.
No.
And you will get yourself in trouble here if you bang these curves really hard, especially as you come down the hill through the S's. You've got it's tricky, okay? And that trip down the hill out of the S's and the left-hander to 5, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble on these curbs down there on that section of the course. It will be a factor today, because those that get over those curves or hit those hard with what we call a really good curb shot, you're probably going to see those cars flying all over the place, Soup, because in my practice experience here yesterday, that was the one factor that I was really had to be careful with is staying off of those curbs, especially out of 5. The left-hander, when you come up the hill and to the right, you get too far to the right of that curb, you're going to be off out into the kitty litter there and into a barrier, much like Phil Reed right there. So
yeah, I wish Iris kept this statistic of corner success or failure, because I don't know if there's a corner that I have crashed more on percentage-wise than corner 5 here. You're tempted. You want to get so much out of it, boy, but if you get it wrong, you have to pay the price. Hey, we're on a road course here, and whenever I see open-wheel cars on a road course, I get a hankering for a standing start, and the AOR satisfies my cravings. But it comes at a cost, Sean, and that's about tire temperatures.
Yeah, now, today, temperature not that bad. We're looking at about 27 degrees Celsius on track, partly cloudy day, 22 degrees Celsius outside. Not bad, actually, and not very windy, a little bit, but I think we're going to be pretty good as far as temperatures on the tires go. Dare I say, that may not actually be a factor today. Certainly, if you're beating the car up and you're really pushing hard, you can destroy any tire on the iRacing surface. But today, I think we've got pretty great conditions for racing.
And it looks like qualifying is just done, and since this is a standing start, Sean and I have to kind of hustle through this to make sure we get our GSRC commentators bonus for getting all the drivers' name. So let's go ahead, Sean. We can do this 2 at a time. Peter Berryman and Oscar Mangan on the front row. Kerry Nolden and Scott Newton behind that. Michael Mittner and Christian Koch. Phil Reed and Christian DeCatch are 7th and 8th, and 9th and 10th, Ezequiel Tellas and Josh Thompson.
All right, row 6 going to be Hugo Prado and Manuel Hoyer. Row 7, Jean-Francois Godin and Ty McLeod. Row 8, Lawrence DeReich and Daniel Morris. Row 9, Patrick Kessler and the Milkman, Andy Cowie. Row 10, Christopher Holstein and Knut Martinson.
Then we go to the back third of the pack. Adam Tierney and Lee Robinson make up row 11. Darren the Magic Wand Potter behind him with Evan Emery in the 24th position. 25th and 26th, Patrick Junn and Littlebird Sarah Dove. 27th and 28th, Jonas Vastamaki and Odd Jonas Villman. Good to see him back racing with us. The final 4 drivers, Alexander Trowbridge, Silvio Hurt, Stevie Chambers in 31st didn't put in a qualifying time, as did Daniel Barrio. All right, 32 names on the grid. 30 were able to put in qualifying times, and now they try to grid up under the Georgian late afternoon sun as the shadows grow long and thin here.
Soup, when we get done, what do you say you join me over at Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles?
Cool, and when we're done to get home, we'll leave on the midnight train. How's that?
Sounds great.
All right, well, let's get an eyeful here of Peter Berryman. We're not sure what he has in store for us. He's a new name for me. The other drivers knew he was coming, and so we expect big things from him. From what I understand, he is somebody to keep an eye on.
Okay, if you're watching this and you're on the iRacing service, I will tell you he has an 8,000 I rating, and he is a pro driver with a 499. So, yeah.
Okay, well, they're not fooling around now. Well, let's see what he has. Oscar Mangdon is now chopped liver himself as he sits in second. Former champ Kerry Nolden back there. Scott Newton with the Will Good qualified, sitting in fourth as the drivers sit out there waiting for all 32 to take their spots before we go racing for 40 minutes here. Round number 7 and the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship. You can hear the engine start to harmonize right now. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn and leading them down into the first corner. It is the man with that big I rating. No, my goodness, it's Oscar. Nope, it is the guy that we thought. I'm not seeing him on my chart, actually. Is Berryman gone?
Boy,
That's
something
what fooled me.
happened, Soup. Yep.
Well, you give a man an 8,000 I racing, that cannot protect him from the internet gremlin. So, let's see if he pops back in. But right now, it is Oscar Mangdon, Kerry Nolden, Scott Newton, Michael the Oven Mittner, and Christian Koch. Koch being challenged back there by Phil Reed. That's a battle for 5th, and my goodness, and look at Reed as we look. You can see him way up on top. Look at those guys battle back there for 5th. On the outside, that is Koch. You can see Reed gets the preferred position out of 7. He should have a good run down into the corner 10. That's the first chicane. There are 3 cars back there racing in 5th position. One guy looking to get up there is the defending champion, Christian DeCatch, as the battle is back there. Oh, there's a battle up front as well. Look at this battle for 2nd. This is Newton on the top side, Nolden on the inside. He gets that pass made. Newton drops back into 3rd. Up in front, a little bit farther back, Reed hangs on to 5th. Koch in 6th, to catch in 7th. Sorry, Sean, to be all over the mic, but that battle for 5th continues.
It certainly does, Soup.
Oh!
Boy, they're not playing. See, Otello's now making his way up there.
And here comes Hugo Prado in the yellow car. Oh, I saw some smoke.
Yeah, it's Scott Newton off the course, actually. Newton off into the barrier.
Oh, he lost it all by himself, and he puts it in the wall, and it looks like there's a car on the inside making a pit stop. It's Peter Berryman just coming out in 32nd position. You can take your 8,000 iRacing and see what you can do with it right now, as he's going to be a lap down with 40 minutes to go. That'll be fun to watch.
And he let everybody go by. He let everybody go by there, and let's pick up the replay with Scott Newton and see what happens here. It looks like... What? Oh, boy, the car just turned on him there mysteriously. Maybe an overcorrection or on the brakes too hard, but, oh, boy, and another car around. It looks like Manuel Hoyer having trouble there, Soup.
Manuel Hoyer continues to have his early lap disasters.
Actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Hoyer. I think it was Scott Newton again.
No, it
was Hoyer, yeah.
Hoyer was in there. He lost it.
All kinds of craziness going on here.
And then we'll see. You say you saw something with Newton, huh? As we
I thought I was mistaken Newton for Hoyer there.
So let's catch our breath a minute and recap where we are. The battle back about 7th position is awesome. Well, right now, let's run down your top 10 real quickly. Oscar Mangdon out in front. He's got about a 1.5 second lead over Kerry Nolden. Michael Mittner in 3rd, Phil Reed in 4th, and then Christian Koch. Those guys are pretty comfortable right there. Then, Sean, it gets a little busier back here. Aisio Tellis, Christian DeCatch being chased by Thompson. What do you got?
Daniel Morris, a big trouble car in the middle of the track. It was Hugo Prado in the middle of the track.
And I think
Morris...
I think Ty McLeod might have been involved in that one as well. Yeah, Morris and Prado McLeod in a 3-car incident.
Wow. All kinds of stuff going on here. Watch Morris there in the red and black car. This is that trip down the hill, down into Moss.
Boom. Yeah,
that was before turn 3. My bad there.
So 3 more cars are gone. That's 3 less cars for Peter Berryman to have to worry about.
Boy, Mangan has really gotten off to a tremendous start here. Now 2.5 seconds up the field.
Leading a Ford champion, Kerry Knowles, just teaching him what it's all about right now. So we didn't finish. We had Prado back in 7th. In fact, Prado, no, we didn't even finish that. Prado is out of that with that incident. Let's go to 7th position right now. This is a great battle.
Yeah.
Up in the blue car, this is Josh Thompson. Oh, and there he goes. This is Tejas, who's off in front of Christian DeCatch. They get together. I think the winner of this race is going to be the track. Road Atlanta claiming them left and right.
Soup. Yeah, and that was again another overcorrection. It looks like Tejas just lost it. It was under braking the car. You're going to see it spins.
He was trying to get to the inside of Thompson, then the car just, I guess it gets a little loose, and he brings it right back in front of DeCatch, who had, talk about nowhere to go.
Boy, destroyed the Formula Renault of Christian DeCatch, who manages to get the car back out on the track, but really heavy damage on his machine now.
Right, his goal now, everything changes now. Your whole concept changes. I was thinking about getting good points, getting a nice win perhaps. Now it's just about if I can salvage a top 10, or I mean a lead lap finish. And I'm telling you, with the way Oscar Mangdon is racing around this place, staying on the lead lap is going to be hard for cars that don't have damage. Okay, now we can go back here to the man who is in the hunt for the championship, Jean-Francois Godin, now in 6th position. He just got around Godin. Now here comes DeRuyck coming back. That's DeRuyck has got the spot back. Now Godin drops back into 7th. Coming into the party in that blue and red, the red, white, and blue machine, that's Kerry Nolden. Sean, best racing going on mid-pack, back up front, not so much.
Well, I'll tell you what, you go back to 12th place, Adam Tierney, who's being followed very closely by Patrick Kessler, Knut Martinson, Andy Cowie, Lee Robinson, Evan Emre. This is a war.
It's been attrition-filled, but it has been exciting. And really, I'm surprised. Corner 5, my Achilles heel, not really the culprit of any of these so far. Your hard charger, Adam Tierney, up 11 spots, now racing in 10th position. We look on board as we ride back, looking off the back of Jean-Francois Godin. That's DeRuyck who gets, oh man, I think DeRuyck locked it up, might have got into him a little bit. You can see the smoke coming off either DeRuyck's tires or maybe off the car, the onboard camera of Godin.
Well, certainly we've seen a bit of trouble there at turn 3, and maybe we underestimated that one just a bit. It is a blind turn, Soup, as you come up that hill, so it can catch drivers out. It's certainly not a place that you want to be close to somebody else there who's making a mistake, and that's what we've seen today.
We ride on board in 8th. This is the best battle up front that I can find. Our director has found it looking there at DeRuyck. That's the car in the middle. In front of him is Kerry Nolden. Behind him is Holstein. There's a couple big names there. Nolden and Holstein, very accomplished. DeRuyck also, but Sudden Strike, notorious for living up to his name. And yeah, did you see that? Godin got loose, huh?
And then Nolden was right there. Literally almost lifted his car up.
Coming quick as these guys work now down into 10. This is that left-right chicane. Nolden staying to the outside. Let's see if DeRike tries to force the issue. He's one car length back, a little late. If he was going to get there, he wouldn't want to get there early. Of course, you never know with DeRike. He is sudden strike, and he won't hesitate to live up to that name. Colstein back there in 9th position. Adam Thierry, I talked about him, a hard charger, trying to get up to the fun that these guys are having in front. Now, if we go up to 3rd position, Sean, I thought Reed was pretty comfortable out there, but Christian Koch has ran him down.
Yeah. Koch definitely starting to run him down. I think Potter had a problem. Oh, I think I just found it. Yeah, he spins it. Looks like
he did it. He wanted to stay off of Patrick Jung. He got really close to the yellow car. If our director is able to find it.
Yeah, he lost it in 10A and 10B there, that last chicane.
Let's give him credit. That's a little bit of self-sacrifice here. I think this could have been worse. I think he said, I'm just gonna have to spin this car.
Oh boy, Evan Imre, Lee Robinson, I think it was, just having big trouble. Oh man.
Just happened right as Sean was saying it. It all starts
turn 5. Oh man.
Now Andy Cowie was there too. Cowie just gets by. He's the... Go ahead, Sean.
Well, you're going to see Lee Robinson get out off to the right is actually how this all started. He gets, when we get down to turn 5, he's going to lose it when he gets off to the right, coming off exit. It's over the curbs, hits some of the dirt. The car spins. It's coming up right here. There he is spinning.
And if we have time, I think it's worth it. If we can get an onboard with Jonas Vastamaki, are we able to do that? He misses it, but he has all the stuff in front of him, and he really gets this car wound up. As you see the blimp up there, it looks like the safest place to be right now, Sean.
Yeah, so it wasn't really turn 5 that I think we can call that. I think it was the exit of turn 5 really is where the trouble starts. But interesting view from Vastamaki's seat.
Nice job of weaving through that one, huh?
That's a driver with his head on a swivel. Great job there by Eunice.
Okay, your top 5 now. Mangan, Mittner. Let's go back to Reed and Koch. Reed in 3rd position. That has kind of cooled down a little bit. Koch was beginning to run him down. Not so much now. And a shout out to Josh Thompson, racing there in 5th position. New to the series this season. He has been impressive. Let's go. 9th position. This is not over. This is Tierney and DeRike now. DeRike seems to be going back and forth. Go ahead, Sean.
And those two have been slugging it out for a couple laps now, and it's back and forth, back and forth. And the other battle right in front of him is Holstein and Jean-Francois Godin.
Yeah, that's a good one too. You can see both of them. Now we're looking at DeRike. You can see the front battle right there as well as they go by. That's DeRike in the black car, just ahead of Tierney in the blue machine. Tierney, our hard charger so far.
You know, the big fan watching that battle is Kerry Nolden from his mirror. He wants them to keep fighting back there. That's allowed him to kind of gather things back up and try and get back into a rhythm.
Sean, let's take a second and look at the very back for a big name driver that's still on the lead lap. Maybe Daniel Morris, I think, if it's Scott Newton as well. Oh, how about Scott Newton, your 4th place qualifier, still on the lead lap right now, 44 seconds behind the leader.
Yes, Scott's on the lead lap, but I got to be honest, Suke, there's no front end on that car right now. At least that's not what I'm seeing. Oh, and there was trouble as Newton was getting through.
It's the magic wand.
Daniel Potter.
And Stevie Chambers. I'm not sure they even got together. I think it might have been just avoiding.
I don't think they did, Soup. In fact, no, they didn't.
I think Chambers might. I don't know what happened. They both Chambers crashed right. Potter crashed left.
Exit of turn 5. They both in different directions. Both missed the exit though.
This is why I hate this corner. This is a great example how it can get you on either side, and there's 2 cars crashing. Stage left, stage right. To quote Snagglepuss. There's nobody in Europe who knows who Snagglepuss is. Go ahead and Google it, guys.
Oh boy, Jonas Vastamaki having trouble at the top of the hill there. Soup at turn 3, he has to take the safety road off to the left. Cost him several positions. Cowie and Jung able to get by.
We continue to look. Our director is still on this 10th place battle here at Tierney. You see that good close-up shot of that blue machine as he's chasing. Sudden strike to right. Look at this. We'll stay on this a minute and watch Tierney now. Working down as he's going to have the preferred position the first time through. Not so much, but watch this. Then he can do a little dipsy-do, a little hucklebuck, a little up and under, going through that final corner down the main straight, heading towards the start-finish line. That's how you do it. Good racing back in 10th position.
Man, they still, boy, contact almost from to right there. Geez, these guys are right on the limit. Watch out, here comes Knut Martinsen into the fray.
Boy, this battle's something else right now. Now, Sean, you talked about Kessler wanting them to have a little mix it up there. Now he's in there. He's the 4th car in line.
Mm-hmm. That work is starting to pay off for him, Soup. Oh, boy. Tierney really, really close there. Had a moment, almost off track. Was on the brakes hard.
Oh, I love this drone shot or this chopper cut here. Look at this now. Ducking to the inside, that blue car. That is Tierney looking to the inside and to right. And I think he's going to be able to finish him. Watch from way back. Here comes Knut Martinsen in the yellow machine. The Force Fizzy car on the outside. Let's see if he can get a run. Not going to work on the first part, but watch the run he gets off of here. See if he gets a better drive. Yeah, he actually may be too close. He's going to try to do it on the wide side. Oh, you have to check up.
Josh Thompson and Christian Koch, I'm sorry, Soup, but they're at it, wheel to wheel, just up in front.
And I think it might have been Scott Newton is in the pits. Did he crash in there? We had, and I think sudden strike to right may have had an issue. Our director has found it. We have not. So let's see. Oh, I saw him just going in the pits right. There he is. Sudden strike.
Oh, wow.
Strike sudden. Boom. We'll go on board with this one. It's just bit off more than he could chew here, Sean.
Yeah, I think I'll go with our director. It looked like he was a little too ambitious right there, and boy, what a tank slapper. That really damages the car bad. In fact, I think he's going to keep her there.
Okay, there have been some drivers who've pitted, and the best one is, well, to catch, I guess, came in. He's been in for 8 seconds. He had that issue. I'd be surprised if he's really where he says he is here.
Yeah, in fact, I don't think we've seen a scheduled pit stop by anybody
No,
yet,
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be long. I'm going to be honest with you, Soup. I think we're certainly in that window now. These cars have been skating all over the place, and I think maybe some of these drivers might want the respite of being in the pit for just a moment for a breather.
You know, one thing we have to watch is Peter Berryman. He's in 23rd position now. He is still a lap down. I wonder what his lap times are. He is so fast. I wonder if he has any chance. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're smoking hot. I mean, he's running 117.2s right now. Our leader's running 117.5. So, yep. He's definitely faster, but man, a lap down to start this race, that's a big deficit to make up. He did have a connection issue, was able to reconnect immediately, but it did cost him a lap. Christian Koch looking awful squirrely on track right now, and it's got Josh Thompson right up on his wing as they come down the hill and across the start-finish line. Thompson looking to make a move around the outside.
Here he goes as that driver racing there with Koch for Vector Sim Sport. Thompson back there racing for Infinity, I believe, if I can recognize that logo that's right next to him. And now they are coming up behind some traffic. They're going to be coming up.
That's Phil Reed.
That's Phil Reed. That's not traffic. That's for position.
Yeah, that's Phil Reed.
Three-car battle, yeah.
That's now all of a sudden a battle for the podium right there, a chance to get on it. Again, you know, all your lead drivers, everybody on the lead lap right now is still needing to make a pit stop. So this will shuffle things up just a bit when people start to come in.
Just to update you one last time on Berryman, I think that we can put this one away. He is 30 seconds from actually unlapping himself, and about a half second lap time that he's doing. Probably not enough time to get there. Look at this battle now up front. Yeah, and for third, that's Reed on the outside as they work their way around. Koch is going to have to check up. He didn't have a very good exit out of the corner. That's going to give a run on the top side now to Josh Thompson, so he gets that spot, plus a lot of momentum as he thinks it's going to be a twofer here. He's going to have to do it high, wide, and handsome through one. Nice job of Reed leaving him just enough room. Great race. Sean, there's been a lot of attrition, but man, there has been a lot of excitement as well.
Yeah, no, there has been a lot of good wheel-to-wheel tight racing around this track, and you know, it's a shame that we saw some of the attrition that we did early, but things seem to have calmed down quite a bit, Soup, and boy, it is pretty fast and pretty furious out of here. I see Alexander Trowbridge coming in the pit. This does look like a scheduled pit stop. So yeah. Alex was actually fighting with Daniel Barrero, and Barrero stays out. Maybe not a scheduled pit stop for Trowbridge. I see he's taking the car behind the wall, actually.
And I thought I could close the book on Peter Berryman, but he just did a little pirouette in front of the corner, so...
Had trouble at the top of the hill, so... Doesn't hit anything. Car goes for a wild spin, though. Has to finish it out, coming down the safety road.
But here's another way to look at it from him. He was the pole sitter. If he were to win the sprint race, he would have to grid from way behind anyway. So he's going to be gridding with right behind Oscar Magnan and Michael Minter, where he would have been if he won the race. So, yeah, that's another way to look at a glass half full. We look there at Godin. This battle continues to go on the entire time.
Holstein really turning up the wick, but Holstein gets a little sloppy
he sure
there.
Did.
Again, that blind turn at the top of the hill, so tough, Soup. It's really hard to manage where you're going to turn in right there. You carry too much speed up the top to the top of the hill. You miss it. You don't carry enough speed. You're obviously too slow.
And
but man,
look how it cost him all that. He was right behind him, maybe 3 or 4 car lengths behind. Now he's 10 or 11 car lengths back. Man, probably close enough though. Oh, it's a long way maybe to be in the tow here. I'm not sure. He's 1.2 seconds back. He may not be. He may have to do it. He may have to close this gap the old-fashioned way and do it by speed. As we look there at Christian Koch racing in 5th position.
Soup, he's going to have to send it and hit the brakes really hard. That's how you make it up.
Yep. Thompson, Koch, and Godin there. No, that's what we're looking at. No, we're looking at Reed, Thompson, and Koch. There we go. 3, 4, and
guys.
5. Uh-oh. We lost one.
Indeed.
Can
Josh
he keep
Thompson.
it off the wall? Josh, nice job. Woo!
Lives to fight another day.
He's saying...
How about this magic carpet ride on the replay here, Soup?
He's thanking the groundskeeper for not mowing the lawn any shorter because it was able to hold him up a little bit. This is how slippery is the grass. Here we go.
Turn 1 here, very fast, Soup. It really only requires about a lift. He misses it just a bit, able to slow the car down enough to avoid the wall. Wow, great job by Josh Thompson.
Thompson's going to be watching this on the replay when it's all over, saying, no problem, Soup, I had it all the way. So he drops out of that battle for 3rd position now. That's going to Reed and Koch to fight that out. I'd like to go back. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry, I found a good one between Silvio Hurt and Darren Potter. This is a battle for position 17th and 18th back in the field here just a bit. But Hurt doing his level best right now to keep Potter away from him, and it's not working. Yeah, here comes Potter on the inside.
You ripped my mind. That's exactly where I was going. And look at that. The magic wand makes the move on Hurt. Potter up to 17th. Now, these are the last two cars on the lead lap. Let's see if these guys have pitted. Nope. But interesting enough, ahead of these guys, if he's racing, is Andy Cowie. Is that correct?
Yes, and Cowie has made his pit stop. Yunus Fastamaki is now in. He's rolling into the pits now. Okay, so we're starting to see some drivers actually set up for this now here, Soup. The window's open.
There's our benchmark, Andy Cowie. And you know that Cowie came in when the window, the milkman would never come in and pick up the curds until he knew he could go all the way. So he's in there now running in 15th position.
Do you think he waits around for the pasteurization process or just keeps going? Just curious.
So we'll see. He's running 15th right now, and all the cars ahead of him have yet to pit.
Yeah,
Silvio, that battle has cooled off. Potter has left him behind. Silvio Hurt, I'm not sure he's going to have the pace to stay ahead of Oscar Mangan right now. If you look where Silvio going just into 6th right now, Mangan is going into 6th right now. So I'd be surprised if Silvio's able to hang on. And probably he won't be that brokenhearted if he has to start not on the pole.
Boy, this a couple of pit stops already, and what has it done? It's spread everybody out at about arm's length. Nobody fighting wheel to wheel right this second. But as everybody's getting ready to what we think is set up for a pit stop, Soup, there's only a little over 15 minutes to go. I think the time is now. The cars are probably getting pretty light and needing some fuel here. If they've got their fuel mileage calculated just precisely, I would imagine they've got themselves in a window right now where they want to be strong for the last 15 to 10 minutes of the race.
Well, you know, Sean, as I scroll through the grid order, I'm all the way back to 13th position, and I'm hard-pressed to find a battle on track. They are definitely spread out.
Yeah, like I said, it was those couple of pit stops that really kind of separated everybody just a bit. Cowie, of course, going in there, and Bastamaki, Christian to catch a little while ago, actually. But here comes Patrick Kessler now. Kessler getting his trip down pit road sorted out here. He's rolling in.
Uh-oh.
Phil Reed with trouble, and it's trouble for Phil Reed in the S's.
Could have been worse. I don't think he walloped the wall. I think he kept it off there. He loses a spot to Koch, loses a spot to Thompson, loses a spot to Godin, Holstein, my gosh. Then he comes out. He was running at 3rd. He's going to end up in 7th. Costly.
Thompson recovering okay. I mean, that's another spot gained for him there after his little bit of trouble, and now he's following Koch.
Well, look at what happened there. You had two guys that had off. Reed and Thompson both had off. Thompson was able to minimize the damage there. He was able to stay off the wall. Reed not so much. And we look there. You're looking at Thompson. That driver ahead, that's catch. Yeah,
right.
He's a lap down. In fact, look at this. How about some sportsmanship from Christian? He knows he's a lap down, and he just lets Josh go by. That's nice. To catch running in 20th, that's a point. That's for a point.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Josh really digging hard, though, trying to catch Christian Koch, who's actually just a little bit slower than he is right now.
We got to go up front. Suddenly, Mangan has slowed down because look who is there now. The oven is cooking as Mittner is right behind him.
Yes, sir. Mittner is really turning up the wick just a bit on Mangan. Not sure if he had trouble or if this is just raw pace by Mittner, but Mittner a full half a second faster that last time around.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. Yeah, that's So all of a sudden, the man who looked like he had it going all his way is not the case now. In fact, they're all both coming in. Oh, and they're stuck behind a slower car. That's Silvio Hurt. Oh, Mangan almost gets into the back of Hurt. Checks it up. I'm not sure if he got him or not. That could be costly, at least 5 seconds. Look at this now, as they are side by side down pit lane. They're able to transparent through the guys as there is no contact in pit lane. It's one of the nice things that iRacing does with the drivers. while they go in, we're going to watch pit entries. We ride on board with Oscar. Now look at the gap shot he has up here to hurt, and he just closes up.
Yeah. So now,
right there. I can't hear the audio director. Did you hear anything? It didn't. No, I don't think we heard contact.
And I don't see any damage on the car. I think he's okay.
And they're out.
And they are out, so it doesn't look like there was any wing replacements. All good there, but lots of drivers now on the pit lane or just coming off. Manuel Hoyer, Patrick Jung, Sarah Dove all rolling in now. Those are Jonas Willeman, Christoph Holstein, and Knut Martinsen are at the front of this field now, Soup, but they have not pitted.
No bonus points for leading a lap. You get bonus points for pole and fastest lap. But you do earn yourself a little screen time, though, and that's probably even more valuable. As we look there at Knut Martinsen, he is second place. Holstein would be our leader, unless Holstein be coming in right now. He's going to bring it in right now. So our leader comes on in, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Orange Viking Kmart comes in as well, and he does.
And he does.
Always likes to make the commentators look intelligent.
Boy, and Mangan goes right back to the lead. Wow.
And it looks like he stretched it out a little bit from the last time. Now, what's interesting, look at Mittner. This is something to put in your memory banks for the sprint race. Right behind Mittner, he's a lap down. Perry Berriman and Peter Berriman, and Peter has yet to pit. But it gives you an idea of what that guy's going to be able to do when they regrid. That's about the order that you'll see him racing on the regrid, with Berryman right behind those two.
Yeah, in fact, Sue, Berryman is the only driver that has elected not to come down for a pit stop yet. So it's been all about making up time for him.
That's kind of true. Although if you count him starting in the pit lane on the first lap, that's almost a pit stop.
True, technically it is.
So that Berryman's gas tank got to be as empty as a syrup bottle after a pancake social right now.
Okay, so now we've got those pit stops sorted. I'm looking at the battle now for 10th. It's Manuel Hoyer, Andy Cowie, and Patrick Kessler. Right now, the battle between Kessler and Cowie really looks like Hoyer's got things okay right now. But tell you what, I don't know exactly what happened there, but it looks like Kessler got a little bit off pace there. Maybe he had a little trouble back out of Moss, but it's definitely slowed him down.
Yeah, now we talked about Cowie. He was first.
Moss, turn 7, I'm sorry.
Well, it does kind of look like,
6 and 7,
yeah,
a little
it has
bit
the
like
same
Moss,
flavor of Moss.
Wrong track, guy. Wrong track.
So let's follow up on Cowie. We saw him come in early. He was racing 15th. He picks up 4 spots because he was first to pit. And now he's coming up on Hoyer. This is probably the best battle. Berryman is in and out. And behind Cowie is Kessler. So, Sean, as far as I can tell, that battle for 10th, the one that you found, probably the closest one out there right now.
Yeah, Jonas Willman and Patrick Jung got a little bit of a thing going back there for 15th. This, I will say it's gonna be interesting following Berryman here with the fight between Hoyer and Cowie right behind him. I don't know if he's actually going to be a factor in this battle because looks like he's keeping pretty good pace in front of him. He came out of the pit right in front of them, Soup. So Berryman right now, is he on the end of the lead? No, he is still officially a lap down. Yeah.
We ride on board with Patrick Jung there. Now we cut away. And now we're looking at Jung again as he goes behind some obstacles. Jung, of course, racing for SimRC. That's that familiar, what Sean likes to call the Swiss cheese machine. Teamed up with René Osterkamp. Now, he's kind of conspicuous by his absence as René is not here today, so he's going to have to use some pocket points. And there we have Jung trying to make the move. Can't get it done on Vilman.
Does not get it done. No, he does not. But boy, here he comes, trying to cross him over, coming up the hill and down the hill. Jung looks to the inside to pull this off, and he does. Willman lets him go.
Boy, I love that Dougie Beard camera one that camera really shows you the speed there of these cars as they raced right by. Okay, I got to talk about this. Let's go to 13th. She's all by herself, but she's having a good race. She has not had the season that she would have hoped for. And of course, I'm talking about Little Bird Sarah Dove right now. Sarah out there racing in 13th, all by herself. This could be, I would have to check. This might be her best finish. 13th might be her best finish of the season. I'm just doing that just from gut. I can take a quick look here. Nah, she did have a 13th once before. Race number 4, she 13th in a sprint race. You know, but 13th in a sprint race, that's nice to brag about, but 13th in a feature race, that's something you can hang your hat on. Or since she's a female, I guess females wear hats.
Sue, back to 17th place. Christian Tkach taking it from Daniel Barrero. Those two hooked up right now, having a little bit of fun. They are on the lead lap at the very tail end of it, but a position indeed. Tkach trying to keep the spot. Barrero going to look to the inside in the chicane. He's going to get it for now. Tkach going to cross him over. Still on the inside.
Yeah, now this is big news, although I'm not sure Tkach is in the win. He's already made a stop, but it was 14 laps ago. Remember, he had that issue. This will be very, very important. This has big ramifications. If Christian can bring this car home without having to make a pit stop again, he's going to be looking at a really good regrid position for the sprint race.
Exactly, and then Daniel Barrero as well, who has struggled some, but seems to be fighting well now with Tkach. So Barrero just needs to keep his head down, stay out of trouble here. Oh, and as I say that, he has trouble on the exit of turn 5, up the hill and off to the side there into the dirt, and comes all the way across the track into the tire barrier. And I am sorry, Daniel Barrero.
He's been driving the whole race, Sean. He's been racing for 35 minutes. We've had the camera on him for probably 20 seconds, and you managed to crash him.
I did.
Commentator's curse. Look that up in the dictionary. See that video clip.
I was trying to give the Iberian driver some love there, and I just ended his day.
Okay, not a lot to talk about. 5 minutes to go. There are some things of note, though. Tkach and another driver that might have to pit is Scott Newton or Daniel Morris. They might need to come in. They're running close to the back of the pack. In fact, Morris might be a lap down.
Morris is a lap down, Soup. Yeah.
Tkach really the only one we have to worry about. Why does that have implications? Is the regrid at the sprint race? That's a guy who could go wire to wire. Up front, remember, it was Oscar Mangden was being chased down right before the pit window opened. It was a couple car lengths between Mangan and Mittner. Well, that's not the case anymore. Mangan way out in front, the UK driver doing really well. The Austrian driver back there in second. Go ahead.
We've got 4 minutes left in this race, and Oscar Mangan is actually closing in on Christian Tkach right now. I don't know, we don't have a lot of battles to talk about, but we talked about Tkach being in line right now to have a really good restart. Well, it's going to be all for naught if he lets Mangan get around him now with 3 minutes 45 seconds left, about a little over 3 laps left to go. Boy, this is going to be a tough call for Tkach. He's not been his best today, and Mangan's coming quick.
And with apologies to drivers like Silvio Hurd or Odd Jonas Billman, who like to start on the pole, but it's really not that significant. If Tkach were able to come back with a clean car and start up front, he would be a force to be dealt with. But I can't believe, Sean, that after what I saw, that Red Devil racing machine go into the wall, that car, I know he's been in the pits, but how healthy could it be? And here, this is important. Let's stay on this and we'll see what Oscar does. And again, this is one more driver. Oscar knows this is one more driver that he doesn't have to pass in the 25-minute sprint race coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. He does not want Christian Tkach starting from the pole and with an attempt to go wire to wire there. I'm looking at Christian's car. I don't see any damage on it, but the damage you don't see is sometimes the damage that really causes you top-end speed. It could be damage to the under tray of that car. Very, very possible here, certainly places like the exit of turn 5 where you can get over the curb there can do that type of damage. Tkach is losing ground right now. He is not as quick as Mangan, but it is really, really close. He might be able to hang on. We're at 2.5 minutes to go here, Soup.
This may be a case of, I hope there's not 2 laps left. I hope there's only 2 and not 3.
I think it's going to be 2 here. He's going to have to go around one more time for a white flag.
I think so. Let's stay on the leader here a little bit. As you see, there he is. You're looking at the leader. He's going to cross the start-finish line right there, and there's still 2 minutes left. So this is the penultimate lap. White flag, he'll be shown next time around. You got to love the AOR. This is it's its own animal, Sean. This is the only time we would ever care about this particular kind of battle. But it is interesting. It is intriguing. Are we missing anything else through the pack, you're asking? No. Not really.
Yeah, no, we're not. Again, because of the format that we run here on Fridays, this is a really, really big deal. But to catch right now, boy, doing a pretty good job of hanging on. Mangan digging really hard, though, back there. Maybe as hard as he's dug all race, to be honest with you.
And I know all the viewers that watch me regularly will moan when I bring this up, but there is always Does to Catch have enough fuel? He hit it really, really early at the very front of the window. He has been out there. This is his 17th, working on his 18th lap of 29. That's boy, it's going to be about 1/3.
Okay, Sue, and that is going to be the white flag for Oscar Mangan right there, I think. Should be. It is. White flag lap for Oscar Mangan to catch right in front of him.
Oscar having a wire-to-wire. What's he done so far this season? Well, this will be his second win. He picked up a feature win, I think, at Imola a couple rounds ago. This will be his second one.
Boy, to catch he's just got to hang on right here. Cannot afford a mistake.
Right, and this is to catch. He's sitting at 17th. That gets you, probably a handful of points, 4 or 5 points. But then if you can turn around and get the win in the sprint race, he's looking at a nice 24, 25-point day, and you saw what the points were. That moves you right up as far as, that'll get you on the top 5 overlay when we do the countdown to green next time.
Kessler just had a huge problem. We'll pick it up, I guess, at the end of the race, but the top of the hill, he lost it and had a hard shunt into the tire barrier.
And here we go, Mangden now working his way around the final corner. Give round number 7 feature race to Oscar Mangden. The UK driver picks it up. Michael Mitter gets second. Koch gets third, and we can report that it looks like to catch is going to be able to get that final place on the lead lap.
Yeah, and he's got to complete this lap, Soup. He's got to get all the way around first before we give him anything.
That's true. That's right. Or he would not get credited with being on the lead lap. So that'll give us something to watch. Kessler, by the way, was racing in, I think, in 10th position when he had that off. Oh, we have it right here. Our director has found it. This is a tough one.
Boy, and like I said, that was a hard hit.
Sean, the way that happened, I'm surprised we didn't have the cameras on him and had you talking about him, because talk about being cursed.
Thanks, Sue.
Well, my God, he raced for 44 and a half minutes, a 45-minute race, and decided to bottle it. That's a new term I've learned from these guys.
So basically, I'm wearing the hood and carrying the sickle today, is what you're saying,
that's
right, Sue?
it. Hey, let's go ahead and put the camera on Christian to catch as he comes across. Looks like he's going to make it. Bringing it across. That's going to be your pole sitter for the sprint race that's going to be coming up in just a few minutes. Now, like I always say, the best part of any doubleheader is the break between the races. It's the perfect blend of a post-race high and a pre-race jitters. At this point, GSRC is going to take a step away, but just for a moment, we'll return during the break between the feature and the sprint races to run down the entire finishing results, talk to a few of the drivers, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, Round 7 from Road Atlanta. And now it's time to run down the finishing order of the feature race that we just saw conclude here. Well, it was wire to wire. Oscar Magnan out there in front. He did not qualify on the pole, but he got out to the lead quickly, and he brought it home with the win, his second of the season. Michael the Oven Mittner right behind him in 7th. A quiet 3rd place for Christian Koch. Josh Thompson, a very impressive run, started 10th, up 6 spots, going to come home in 4th. Jean-Francois Godin continues his steady season with a top 5 finish. Christoph Holstein, Phil Reed go 6th and 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Adam Tierney, the Orange Viking, Knut Martinson, and Manuel Hoyer. Sean?
All right, then we're going to go down to 11th. It's going to be Andy Cowie, the Milkman, finishing there in 11th. Sarah Dove with a great run, up 14 spots to finish 12th. Right behind her, Eunice Bastamaki, also up 14 spots to finish 13th. Patrick Kessler in 14th. Patrick Jung, 15th. Jonas Willman finishes 16th for his effort today, up 12 spots.
And here's the guy who did it.
Yeah, and Christian Tkach manages to hang on to that final spot there on the lead lap, 17th place, down 9 spots. It was a rough race for Tkach, but he's going to have a chance to do it from the pole here in the sprint. Scott Newton, going to finish 18th. We storied some of his trouble he had. Peter Berriman winds up with a pretty great run after having some connection issues there at the beginning, but he'll be back for this sprint race. Daniel Morris going to round out your top 20.
Yeah, watch out for Berriman. He's only going to be about 2 or 3 cars behind the big guys, the big names, when they regrid. Hidden Blackjack, Silvio Hurt, the double duck position, Daniel Barrio. The Magic Wand, Darren Potter in 23rd, Alexander Trowbridge in 24th. Quarter century mark, he struck suddenly again, but this time it was the pit wall, and we're talking about Lawrence DeRike as he finished up in 25th. Kerry Nolden and Stevie Chambers go 26th and 27th. A bad race for Nolden. He's not going to be in a good grid spot for the sprint. Lee Robinson, the Rolling Thunder, Evan Emre back there in 29th. Aisio Tellas, my gosh, a 30th position as he started in 9th, did not have his way. Ty McLeod, another top-name driver in 31st. Hugo Prado back there in 32nd. Sean, look at these names. Prado, we know he's fast. McLeod, Tellas. The track really got Nolden. The track really got some, reached out and got some.
It did.
This time, didn't
it did. It reached out and got him early. Boy, I tell you what, we had a real fracas there over the first 3 or 4 laps. But Soup, I think we've caught up with Phil Reed, who had a 7th place finish today after having a little bit of trouble early on.
Yeah, Phil, you were all the way up to 3rd. Then you're in that battle. Then things went south on you.
Yep, south is one way to put it. It's one of those ones where it's annoying because finally, at Road Atlanta, I've never been able to do it properly where I've been able to have really good pace, and usually I fall off in terms of pace during the race, but actually I was able to keep committed through pretty much most of it. But yeah, just a couple of mistakes, or I think, just a couple of mistakes at the top of the hill a couple of times set me back completely, really, because I felt comfortable in 3rd. I had a couple of guys chasing me, but I still felt comfortable ahead of them, and then just got it all a bit wrong.
Well, you'll be regrid about looks like about 9th or 10th, I guess, if I do the math. 17 minus 8, something like that. You'll be in there somewhere. The guys that you'll have ahead of you, well, I guess Tierney, Martinson, there's some big names there. What about, let's talk about this. What about Christian Tkach? I don't know if you looked at the standings. He was able to finish on the lead lap. He'll be on the pole. He's going to be tough to catch, huh?
He certainly will. He's a strong competitor, he is. I feel like I've got a pretty decent starting position. I mean, I've started from lower than this and had pretty decent races, so I feel like I could probably get onto the podium. That's where I'm aiming for. I want to be on the podium, and most importantly, I want to finish ahead of Christian Koch, so that or Coke, or however you say his name. I want to be ahead of him because of obviously potential championship standings. We'll see. I'm not 100% convinced that I'm going to be able to continue this charge later on in the season, but I will attempt it as much as I can. So yeah, but I'm more worried about Peter Berryman, to be honest, because he's not slightly too far behind and just insane. So I think he'll probably be someone to look out for in the race as well.
Yeah, I got a little bit of the buzz about him being in the race in the forums, and luckily, I guess for you guys, he had connection problems early on, but he's going to be somebody to watch in the sprint race. Your partner, not so good today, Kerry Nolden, coming in out of the points.
Yeah, he struggled with the car a little bit, with odd spins here and there. It just seems to come out of nowhere for him. He doesn't know they're coming. He can't feel them coming. They just happen. So hopefully at some point he'll be able to work his way through it, because I think he's shown multiple times that he's super fast when he's got it all together. It's not quite been his season so far, but yeah, I think he's still got it in there somewhere, and hopefully we can both become much better again and get the team's championship.
Good point, says Mega Drive sits in third right now, at least with the drop races. Okay, Phil, we're going to let you go because they're going to be gridding up here pretty soon. So we'll see you down the road. Good luck in the sprint race.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Phil Reed, always a good interview. All right, Sean, I guess what we'll do right now, what do you say we take one more break? That way our director can get all of his ducks in a row. We'll come back and run down all the specifics of this 25-minute sprint race that's coming up. That's always exciting. So don't go far away. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula 2.0 Championship, Round 7 from Road Atlanta. And now, Sean, we've got the feature race in the books. Now it's time for the sprint race coming up. Let's go ahead and bring up the sprint race details and we can take a look at those.
Oh, yes, sir. The juicy details are, as you see them on screen, 25 minutes for this race. Now, we're inverting the lead lap cars from that feature race. We kept talking about it. Christian Tkach going to get a chance, an opportunity to maybe go wire to wire if he can. Pit stops, though, unlike the feature race, that's not going to be a factor. Everybody's got enough fuel to get around this track for 25 minutes. So, what really changes? Well, the incident cap changes, and it's down to 12 from 16. I thought maybe it might be a factor in the feature race. It never really came to fruition there. So I don't know that reducing it to 12 is going to make much of a difference, but we'll keep our eyes on it. Now, the points paid for the sprint race, about 2/3 the value, only pays back to 16. So, again, things a little bit different in this second race. It's also a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for, Soup? Crazy?
Well, while I thought that the track early on was the big winner in the feature race, I think what these guys are battling now is not so much the track, it is the clock. As 25 minutes goes by really fast. That is enough time. We have seen drivers double this up. There have been back-to-back winners. You can go from the back and get the win. In fact, last race winners almost did it as he went from 20th. It was Koch who did it. He came home with second place. It's going to be a tall order right now. We keep harping on the point, but Christian Tkach, give him out there in front with some clean air. He's going to be tough. Remember, he is your defending champion from Season 5. He's back here racing, so he knows how to get that done. What I think will be fun, Sean, and we really got robbed of it, is to see what Peter Berryman can do, as he had that internet connection issue right off the bat. Hopefully he'll be better. We'll get to watch him work traffic. It's a learning curve. It's probably something he's not used to doing.
True. And
8,000 R rating, you don't start back I rating, you don't start back in 25th very often.
And that's also true, but you know what? We're going to get a chance to see exactly how talented he is here in this sprint race, because, Soup, over the time we've been covering this series, even the best of drivers have had their less than stellar moments in these sprint races, and Berryman's going to have a lot of work to do to get up through this tremendous field of talent that's going to be in front of him, to be really honest. I've got to say, Tkach is the early favorite here, with just 2.5 minutes left to go before we get grid up. The early favorite to win this race, Soup. The pole is just not where you want that guy.
No. Now, one thing that we have to is they're just about ready to go to grid. We didn't talk about it much in the pre-race show. It's cold tires, and the track temperature, Sean, I wish I could do the conversion in Celsius for all the guys in Europe, but it's 80 degrees, which is, that's pleasant. That's warm, but that's not a hot track.
Yeah, it's not cooking.
Yeah, the drivers so much talk about how it takes such a long time to get the heat in the tires, perhaps a whole lap. They just have to be careful that first time around.
Well, and where they really have to be careful, not so much turn 1 as it is getting up the hill to turns 2 and 3, like I talked about in the feature race, that being a blind curve there for turn 3. Getting the grip down through 3 and 4 there, very, very tough. Yeah. It's a bit of a challenge, really, really challenging when you've got an opening lap and everybody trying to get through there at the same time. So, that's the one spot you're going to need to take care of it. And, of course, down the hill into the S's and down into turn 5, well, on that first lap, you need a little bit of grip there in turn 5. And you're going to be soft shooting it through there on that opening lap until you really get the heat in the tires out of turn 7, and the rest of the way around this track should be okay. Again, with the present temperature of 27 degrees Celsius on track, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, it's not a bad deal. I think we've certainly seen much higher temperatures, and what that'll do to these cars. I think today we're in a pretty good window.
You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. I think if these guys can be patient until until finishing 5. What happens though is these fast drivers in the back, they see a chance for position, and you try to pick up positions through 2, 3, and 4, or down into 5 with less. How can I put this? I'm just going to say less talent drivers who are talent challenged that you're trying to pass, and the tires are cold. If they can just be patient until 7, let things stretch out a bit, then I think we look like we can avoid the big one. That's always something we're looking to do here. Qualifying, well, actually not qualifying, practice is just about done as there's 15 seconds left. We can't go to the grid early this time as we're not able to call it up as they're not having a qualifying time, so we have to wait for this to be finished. So Sean, so that our, well, at least my wife will be happy, maybe your ex-wife will be happy too, that we get our bonus. I know you're still on good terms with her. Let's do these 10 at a time, so make sure that we can take our girls out to dinner here. And qualifying practice just about wrapping up. Phil Reed, very fast in practice. He was your fastest with the 17.3 in practice time. Let's see how they grid up right now. And here we go. As we talked about, Christian Tkach and Odd Jonas Villman on the front row. Patrick Jun and Patrick Kessler, a pair of Patricks in row 2. Jonas Bastamaki and Littlebird Sarah Dove in row 3. The Milkman Andy Cowie and Manuel Hoyer, row 4. And the Orange Viking, Knut Martinson in the 9th position, Adam Tierney in 10th. Sean?
All right, let's take the next 10. It's going to be Phil Reed starting 11th, Christoph Holstein in 12th, Jean-Francois Godin 13th, Josh Thompson 14th, Christian Koch going to start 15th, Michael Mittner 16th, Oscar Mengen 17th, Scott Newton 18th, Peter Berryman with that 19th starting spot. Daniel Morris 20th suit.
Hidden Blackjack, Silvio Hurt, Daniel Barrero, Darren Potter, Lawrence Sudden Strike to Right, Kerry Nolan, Stevie Chambers, Robinson, Emre, Tejas, McLeod, and Prado. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn, and it is, what do you expect? Christian Tkach leading them down into the first corner, Billman behind them. Jung Kessler making a move on the outside, dropping into 5th position right now, Vastamaki.
Boy, Vostomaki having serious connection issues here at the start. So it's going to be one to watch or not watch.
Oh, a couple drivers off.
Cars off at the top of the hill.
One driver took evasive action. That was Christoph Holstein. Another driver that had issue. Oh my goodness, there were lots of them in the back. Morris involved in it. Nolden involved in it. We'll go back to it later. Another one, Josh Thompson involved. There's a big name.
Yeah, big names indeed, all involved in that. We'll have to go back to it later because the racing is intense up front.
Tkach comfortably out in front. Second place is Jung. Now he's being chased by Kessler. Don't think anything's going to happen there yet. Vastamaki in 4th. This could happen. Here comes the Milkman. Vastamaki taking the defensive line into the 10 chicane, making the Milkman do it on the top side. Again, Sean mentioned it. Vastamaki blinking for me. The pass made by the Milkman. Oh, how he spins. He gets him. Vastamaki collects him. Taking evasive action was Vilmanson. He's going to get a slowdown penalty. Getting out clean was Manuel Hoyer, who moves up to 4th position. Oh no, but Hoyer is slowed down. He had a slowdown penalty, and there's more battling on the front straight. Cars are flipping. One of them involved. Oh my goodness, he blinked away. That was Vastamaki on his lid. That got ugly, Sean. From 10 all the way to the start-finish line. What a mess. Tkach is in trouble. Your leader, he has stopped.
Well, okay, Soup. I think race control might make a decision to restart this race, actually. I'm seeing something in the chat right now. They're concerned about the connections. Lots of drivers getting ready to drop out.
Oh, there's been something about Road Atlanta and the sprint race. I guaranteed that we would get it in. So this will be interesting. We'll stay here for just a minute until we get confirmation. But Sean, my guess is that maybe they'll just regrid the whole session and start it one more time.
I think so, Soup. But the question is what server they were on. They were on a European server, and I think they've opted to move to a U.S. server. And I'm seeing, again, a lot of drivers drop out now. I think the decision has been made.
Hopefully, though. Yeah, as we're looking up there. Peter Berryman quite happy as he's out in front. Hey, things are going my way, he's thinking, but you have to wonder if everyone has their chat available. A lot of people mute their chat. Looks like Christoph Holstein, who was racing in second, picked it up. Peter Berryman as well has figured out as he blinks away. I think everyone's getting the news here. That's one of the fears as a series manager. Let me put that cap on. You want to make sure everybody gets the news. Sarah Dove's still racing out there in fourth. I bet you Sarah wants to stay out there long enough so she can lead a lap, and then she'll come in. Daniel Berryman, yeah, there are only just a handful of drivers right now. It's Little Bird. She's going to have her wings clipped here, as I think this one's going to start over. So what do they have to do, Sean? They actually have to then withdraw from the session, right? They have to...
Yeah, they're going to have to set up another session, and that'll take just a couple of minutes.
Man, the curse of Road America. I gave a guarantee in the countdown to green. I hate to go back on my word. Yeah, the director says that was my first mistake. To guarantee anything when it involves sim racing. We have confirmation from Phil Reed that we are going to do a re-race. So what we'll do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel, we will take a short break. We don't know how long we'll be gone, but as soon as that new section comes up, we'll jump in and we'll get the sprint race in here today, folks. Don't worry about it. Back in a few. In a case of deja vu all over again, let me say welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing Formula Renault 2.0 Championship Round 7 from Road Atlanta. And Sean, let's try this one more time. As basically what the series organizers had to do is just red flag the race. As you can hear the bells of Atlanta ringing, celebrating the start of this sprint race that's going to be happening soon.
I almost thought we were in Belgium there for a moment there, Soup. Yes, the bells are out, and we're going to do this again with now just a minute left here. We'll get ready to regrid this race. Nothing changes. Our grid will be the same. We're just going to take another stab at it. Apparently the last race session server we were in was not a very good one, and we saw several issues all over the track. I think we've got it sorted out now. I'm looking at some pretty clean connections, and I think that means we're going to be mean, green, and ready to go here in just a moment, Sid.
This kind of thing is not unprecedented in the real-world racing environment. I mean, I've seen races that have black flag or red flag themselves, and drivers have got to restart, and they bring out their backup car. So this is not unusual. This is good news for a few of the drivers that we mentioned that had some issues on the first lap that honestly were not internet related. It was more aggressive related, so they all get to catch their breath and try it one more time. And we'll be gridding up here in about 10 seconds as they limited the practice time down to 5 minutes. Hopefully everybody got the news and got back in here. Going over, looks like a pretty good sized field, so I'm going to guess that the large majority of the drivers got the memo and are coming back. And with that, the practice session is over. So now let's bring up our grid one more time. And Sean, we've practiced it once before. We were running late the first time. Let's see if we can get through it a little faster this time. I wonder if GSRC will pay us double bonus here as we have another grid to call. Christian Tkach and Jonas Villman on the front row. Patrick Jung and Patrick Kessler make up row 2. Row 3 is Jonas Vastamaki and Littlebird Sarah Dove. The fourth row is the milkman Andy Cowie with Manuel Hoyer outside of him. Row number 5, it's Kmart, the Orange Viking, Knut Martinson, and Adam Tierney. Go ahead, Sean.
All right. Phil Reed in 11th. Christoph Holstein, 12th. Jean-Francois Godin, 13th. Josh Thompson will start 14th. 15th, going to go to Christian Koch. Michael Mintner will start 16th. 17th, Oscar Mangan. 18th, Scott Newton. Peter Berriman there in 19th. Daniel Morris will start 20th.
Rows 11 and 12 made up by Silvio Hurt inside of Daniel Guerrero, and the Magic Wand Darren Potter inside of Lauren Sutton strike to right. Kerry Nolden and Stevie Chambers behind them. The last 4 drivers, Lee Robinson, Evan Emre, make up the field. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows. The horses are out of the barn, and once again, that's right, Christian Tkach leads them down into the first corner. Odd Vilmanson behind them. Kessler in third, Jung and Vastamaki. Sean, it looks a little better this time.
A little bit, but it's still sketchy. Oh, one car off already. It's up with several cars off at the top of the hill. We'll go back to it.
I think it is still cleaner than the first time, as they are now single file as they head down into 6. A pass for second position. This is Vilman being challenged by Kessler. Oh, Villman going to go wide through 7. He's going to open the door for Kessler, but Kessler had to take that tight inside line. He's going to have to tuck back in and get a tow. This is really going to open the door for the yellow car of Patrick Jung, who had a good run out of 7. Let's see if he can tuck in there. Not sure if he has he has a lot of downforce in that yellow car. Doesn't seem to have much straight line speed. Ducking to the inside now for second position. There goes Kessler inside of Villman. He gets that made. Jung in the yellow car gets stuck on the outside. Now he has the preferred position. He's going to be able to hold off Vastamaki. Vastamaki with a bad run out of 10. That's going to open the door for the milkman down the front straight. Cowie in 6th position. Sean, good racing up front. What are you watching farther back?
I'm watching Peter Berriman now picked up 6 spots. 1 lap down, 6 spots. Berriman up to 13th and charging. Here he's got Knut Martinson, Josh Thompson right in front of him. This should get interesting. Phil Reed at the head of that train. But what we've got is a train right now. Line astern around the track.
Berriman really does. Oscar Magnan, remember, had it his way in the feature race, running in 17th position. Berriman started behind him, has left him behind. Got around Doug, got around Cope, got around Newton, got around Mangdon. Berryman, somebody to watch. We kind of were joking about how many times he started in the back with that 8,000i rating. We watch there. We're looking at 6th position. Look at the field go by. Isn't that a beautiful shot? Love WBR's camera. There's a battle up front now. We're looking at that battle for 6th. That's Vastamaki.
Yeah, and Hoyer getting this. Hoyer looking to get position on him, and he does. Hoyer going to be the brave one here and send it in front of him. He does, yes. Hoyer gets that spot. Now Vastamaki with his own trouble. Vastamaki around.
Getting greedy, ducking in there was I think it was Sarah Dove. I'm not sure if Sarah got into him. She wanted that spot. Oh, she might have. You know what? I'm going to give Sarah the benefit of the doubt there. I think Vastamaki came down on her. She was in there. Is this on replay? Are we watching it right now?
Yeah.
As a race steward, I'm saying Dove has right position. Now, here she is on the outside making the move. First of all, she's ahead of him here. Oh, no, there's the move right there. Now they're side by side. Now watch, she holds her line. She can't be much more to the inside there. Sarah, if you're listening, I like it there. All this going on behind Christian to catch. Go ahead, Sean.
Berryman is still just continuing his full-on assault up to 9th now. Picked up 10 spots. This is lap 3 he's working on here. Sarah Dove just behind Adam Tierney. They're having a really, really good battle. Look at that field behind him. Oh, my. What a hornet's nest.
As we look back there, we're looking for... Let's go real quickly up to 5th position. And in there, this is a move. Okay, big battle. We'll stay on this one here. We can just report that Hoyer made the pass for 5th. Look at this as we're looking here, 10th position. My goodness.
Jeez.
The car out in front, that's Tierney. On the inside is Dove. Dove's going to tuck in behind. With momentum on the outside, that's Newton racing in 12th position. Martinson and Mangdon back there racing behind them. They're coming fast. The front 3 that I just ran down stay in order. We are looking from the top. Look at that. They're swarming. The white car making a move on the inside. That's Mangdon, the kind of white and blue car inside of the Force Fissy car of Martinson. Now they get single file, Sean.
Jeez, I can't get off this one either, man. There's just not much separation, and a lot of cars fighting for that same piece of real estate.
Mangdon had a quick little blip, but he is back. Let's watch this as they come down the straight now.
Hey,
into the chicane.
I don't know if we can catch it, but Vastamaki had a huge off. Big trouble for him. In fact, it resulted in a tow, and I think probably the end of his race.
Look at Mangdon there as he... Oh, is he going to try to make a 3-wide up in front? This is Dove, who gets past. Godin was into the chicane first, so Godin gets 12th position. Dove back to 13th, but she has a bad run. That's going to open it up for Mangdon. Mangdon now on the inside as they work their way through 12, heading towards the start-finish line. I would think that Oscar is going to be able to close the deal as they go into 1. And he does. Now Koch back there in 15th position. Martinson back there as well. There's another. Let's drop back even farther. Let's go to 17th. This is Robinson, Potter, McLeod, and Drake. As they work their way through 5 right now. Boy, almost the accordion effect as they each get off of each other. Morris is in that battle as well. And now the Rolling Thunder, Evan Emre, fighting going on. So that's a 6-car train there.
Yeah.
5-car train for 12th. What do you got?
Boy, what a stack up there. The accordion was out. Daniel Morris gets checked up by Lawrence DeRike in front of him and Ty McLeod. That really, really mixed things up a bit there in the turn.
We got to go up front for a minute. Yeah, as we look over, sticking here on Mangdon. Oh, and somebody, let's see, was Scott Newton.
Yeah, Newton with trouble there in the chicane.
He was running in 11th. He doesn't hit anything. He comes back out in 16th position. He loses a lot. I know we've been focusing in the back a lot on the battle because honestly, the excitement back there is something else. but a driver we got to watch. I got to talk about 6th place, Josh Thompson. Talk about a reprieve. He was off. He was in the wall on the first race that was red flagged. He's racing in 6th right now. But the guy that Sean has been watching, Peter Berryman, he is in 8th. And Sean, I don't know if I'm going to get this sentence finished before he passes Reed and maybe Thompson as well. He is flying.
Soup, he really is flying. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Flying is, if that car had extended wings on it out of those side pods, he would be taking off right now. Now gets a chance here in the toe, up the long straight here to maybe make up a little bit more ground. Honestly, with this group right here, he's been a little patient. Going to be a tough call to make up 10 seconds to get all the way to the catch, but all these positions in front of him could be, they're going 3 wide just up in front of him. Into the chicane. Is that going to work out? No, it doesn't. Oh, they both get spun around. Who was that? That was Cowie. Cowie and Thompson both get spun around. Jonas Willman has trouble there as he tries to navigate his way through.
That was Jung on the top side. And then Thompson, we talked about the race he was having. He gets spin. Willman gets off track trying to get by. Here's the replay right here, Sean. 3 wide. It really wasn't. Well, yeah, it really was 3 wide, wasn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah, and they get together.
That's
obviously
not going to work.
No, not at all. And the red car there, that was Willman just barely avoiding contact and getting through that.
Yeah. I think we can stay here, Director. I don't think the... Sean, do you want to go back and look at the first lap now?
Man, maybe we...
Okay. Let's save it. We're going to save that first lap. And we have it. We'll maybe save it for the post-race show if we can get it in there. It's really tight up here. So let's review where we are right now. Christian DeCatch is your leader. We really haven't spent much time looking at him. He's got a 2.5-second lead on Kessler. Kessler has about a 4-second lead on Hoyer. Hoyer with a 6-second lead on Patrick Jung. Well, that's where the cushion ends right there. Because right behind Jung, in fact, the pass is made. Reed's going to get that pass made right now. Reed up to 4th. The SimRC racer of Jung in the yellow car fighting back, but he's going to have to settle for 5th here. And all that has taken place. Here comes, Oscar Mangden now is in 6th. So the guy that is missing, Sean.
Yeah. I was letting you roll there. Berryman's gone. He has disconnected from the race.
Again.
And honestly, Soup, I cannot find an incident for him.
Wow, my goodness. Sweet sassy Molassie, when that happens to you, it happened to him on the first lap of the feature race, and then it gets him here again in the sprint. That's too bad. Kind of lets the air out of the balloon.
It really does. And, you know, I mean, let's face it. You know what? Berryman just got through. Remember that accident we looked at down in the chicane? Oh. He got through that and actually got clipped, picked up some damage on the left side of the car, came down the safety road all the way out to the left, out of turn 12, and then towed and disconnected.
There you go. Mangden gets around Patrick Jung now. So, you got 14 minutes of racing to go, and Mangden is now up to 5th position. Let's give you an interval. 14 seconds to Christian DeCatch. Boy, 14 seconds and 14 minutes. I don't know if you can do that with the quality of drivers ahead of him. Kessler, Hoyer, and Reed.
The battle for 10th is intense right now. Knut Martinsen leading Scott Newton and Willman. And those three almost all three of them locked up together. Now they've separated just a bit. But make no mistake, Knut Martinsen is just hanging on to this.
And there goes
boy, Newton gets off wide.
Corner 5, he saves it. Billman's going to get around him, and that's going to give a good run there for Lee Robinson. Haven't talked much about Lee today. He's back there running in 13th spot right now in the points.
Well, maybe we should, because he is up 14 spots, and he's having a little bit of a charge himself.
He just got along Sarah Dove. Let's go back up now. Let's look at 11th. Look at the defensive line that Billman takes. That's going to force Newton on the top side. Newton just had an adventure through turn 5. Not going to slow him down. Turn 10, no problem.
Coke just pulled off the pass on Tierney. He gets around, gets himself up to 6th. Now Jung chasing Tierney, looks to maybe make a move here on him in turn 1.
Look at Patrick
He
dive
does.
back in there. Oh, that looked like net code.
Tierney's around. Yep. There was no contact.
Good 18 inches of space between those two cars. Bad news for the beautiful blue machine of Adam Tierney.
We do have that on replay. You're going to see these two cars, Tierney, and then the yellow car right behind him.
Not sure where Patrick is from. He is a European driver. Look, we go to slow motion, something Joe Peak is very good at. Look at this, and look at the interval, Sean. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
And if you're new to iRacing, you think, well, maybe Tierney just lost it. No, you can tell the car took a violent bump off, a little invisible hip check. Ghost of Gordie Howe out there.
Yes, exactly. My thoughts exactly, Sue. We're going to start calling that, instead of, you know what, instead of net code, can we call that the Ghost of Gordie Howe? Gordie Howe.
Okay.
Cowie, Howe. I just mixed it up there. Sorry about that.
All right.
To all those Gordie Howe fans out there watching right now.
I believe hockey is a noble enough sport that Gordie Howe will probably translate over to the Europeans. To catch out in front, Kessler behind him, Hoyer, not much going up front. Reed.
This is what his opponents feared, Soup. They all feared him starting from the pole, and guess what? With good reason. He's 2.5 seconds in front of everybody.
But that's okay. The man who's going to have a big point state is Mangan right now, as has the win earlier on. If I'm correct, I don't have my notes in front of me, but Oscar went wire to wire him, right? So here he is with the 5th now. Whoop, heard a little contact back here. Lee Robinson taking a little ride. Looked like that was just out of 5. Took a long time for him to lose it. He almost saved it. Look at this. It gets loose one way. This is a tank slapper here. I'm going left. Oh, let's see if we can get the camera. There we go. Here we go. I'm going left. Oh, and we couldn't see the tank slap. We see him. We see the final slap. I will go up top and take a look at it from a different angle. Our director's going to find one here. But look how long it takes him as he works. Here's his 5. Look how long this spin takes him. Whoa, and then he's lost. So,
Soup.
Go ahead. No, we were talking about Lee Robinson, and then we did that too. Go ahead, Sean. What do you got?
Willman under attack from Sarah Dove right now. Adam Tierney's reeled in these two as well. This is we have trouble for Christian Koch out there somewhere.
Oh, looks like going into the S's.
You know what? The top of the hill.
Between 2 and 3, the top of the hill.
Yeah, he misses it just a bit. Hits a little bit of the curb, slides it off. You'll see him coming up the hill here on the replay. Just off to the left here, he's going to get a little bit too much of the curve, and that's going to mess up his entry.
In 6th, he's going to cycle out in 9th. Look at that. Phil Reed doing a little talking out there. Not sure what Phil was up to. Oh, he was blinking. That might have been it. The good news is, Sean, at least for the most part, of course, Peter Berryman may have a different opinion about this. The internet connections have been... Well, no, he wasn't an internet connection. He had damage, so connection problem has gone away.
But Dan, here we go. The move. And he's going to try it here. Young just takes it back from Godin.
There he goes. This is a battle for 6th. Watching the whole thing is Knut Martinson back there in the Force Fissy car. There's Godin looking in there. Evo Sonic driver trying to find a way around the SimRC car of Patrick Jung. Coming in fast is Newton and Koch.
Yeah, that's a really, really good pack right there.
Yeah,
those 5 cars. They are fighting hard here.
Let's stay on this. Look, Jung kind of easing his way over, not committing to one side. Godot said, you have committed to the outside coming in here. He ducks inside. They are 2 by 2 now as Martinson has the inside line behind him on Newton. Let's see who fares the best here. The inside cars or the outside cars. It looks like it's going to be the guys who took the outside line. Oh my goodness, a little bit of a tap from
Big
Jung.
mistake.
And Godot gets bumped out. He's going to lose spots to Koch and Martinson. Let's go. We no time for a replay. Let's go up to Jung right now because here comes the pass from Newton. Into 1. Oh, a little dip-de-doo, a little hokey-doke. Here comes back. He's not going to be able to get it done through the S's. Jung loses that position. Martinson now trying to find his way around as they work through 4. Some good racing here, Sean.
Yeah, there really is. These sprint races are always fun, but Soup, there's not much time left.
The car that had I guess he had a slow down or an off, that was Jung. He's going to lose all those spots. Yeah, he slid and caught it. Now Martinson is in 7th position. He's being challenged by Koch through 7.
Ooh.
That is going to crush Martinson's exit speed. That means that Godin is going to get it. I hear Phil Reed moaning and groaning. We'll stay on this battle while I look to see what happened to Phil. Is he just talking for the sake of it? No, it looks like he's in a... Oh, Phil and Mangdon are in a battle. So as soon as we get... Oh, we got to leave this one, though. Let's stay on this to see how this sorts out. This is just too good. Look at Koch. He's got the inside.
Oh, contact there with... was that... Godin gets a little bit of contact there and backs out of it. Side by side with Jung.
Now they get back to single file again. And they go back at... I can just report that Reed and Mangdon are in a great battle. We'll get to it as soon as we can. Looks like this is settling down. Let's go there now. Okay, Reed running in 4th position. The winner of your sprint race, Oscar Mangdon, making a move, peeking into 6th. Not going to happen there, but this is all over, Sean, as they come out of 7 here. This is going to be what my booth mate Richard Losper likes to say, done and dusted. Although Reed got a pretty good drive off the 7. Oscar did closing it like I thought. Here he comes.
Here he comes late, but you've got that chicane to deal with when you get down there. Right now, Mangdon got the line on the inside. Can he hang on to it?
Oh, Reed surrenders it. He says, okay, let's just go into this one nicely. Reed's going to settle into 5th. Mangdon in 4th. Now, Reed's not done. He can get a good run here. Let's stay on this and let's look at the drive he gets off of 12. He's going to look to the inside. I think they're going to be Cialis bathtubs down into 1. Oh, and Reed just says, I'll take this one, and he gets it back. Some great racing going on. Reed in that red car. Mangdon in the kind of light blue machine. Here at Canute Martinson just got, I think, overtaken by Koch for 7th position.
Yeah, and again, this battle between these 4 cars continues, and Adam Tierney right there hanging on to the back of it. Jung, Godin, and Martinson, and Koch, of course, at the front of this. But Sue, these 5 cars, they're not going away.
We're going to look at this replay here at Odd Jones Gilman, Sean.
I think he had a little bit of help. Maybe gets side by side with Daniel Morris going through turn 1. There they are, and you see the contact. It does not work out for Willman. He gets shot all the way out into the tire barrier, and unfortunately, that's going to relegate him all the way down to 16th right now on track.
Looking at that once, I thought that Willman left him enough loop. How about quickly to 14th, Director? This is Sarah Dove and Darren Potter in a battle as they come down into the chicane here. I'd like to give these... Oh, I thought Potter was done. He's going to take a second stab at it, and he gets it. That was interesting. Potter had a run, pulled out, said, I'm not going to get there, tucked back in, got a little more toe, and then made the pass. So move Potter up to 14th, Dove to 15th now. 3 minutes and 33 seconds of racing left. Christian to catch out in front by almost 4 seconds over Kessler. No real race up there, but Kessler beginning to be closed in. Does Hoyer have a chance? He's only a second back.
Sarah Duff got that position back, just FYI.
She got back. To cover all the action out of here right now, we would need 4 monitors and 4 directors. There is action everywhere.
And probably 3 more commentators,
Yeah.
too.
Mangan is in front of Reed. I'm not sure if we actually caught that pass, but that's been going on for a while. You have Kessler in second, trying to be run down by Hoyer. Looks like Cote and Martinson and Godin have settled down a little bit, relatively, compared to the other, well, only maybe 1 or 2 passes per lap. You look at Godin closing in on Martinson. Sean, if we tried to catch every pass, that would look like a MTV video with like 4-second cuts every time, trying to get everything.
It might, yes. There is a lot of back and forth going on right now between these drivers.
You got to kind of
battles going.
You got to kind of literally pick your battle and stick with it for a little while to get a flavor of what's actually going on. Right now, we look at Godin, this battle for 9th.
So, 2 minutes to go. We are into the last couple laps of this race now. Who's going to win this thing? Well, it's probably going to be to catch, but the rest of these spots, who knows?
A driver who is up 16th position, racing in 12th right now. Am I looking at that right? When a driver does that, you got to give him a little love. Let's go to Evan Imre. He's all by himself, but I mean, you know, our contract calls that we got to show somebody who has this kind of run. Nice run.
Well, Evan's taking advantage of, what's happened in front of him, and boy, this is turned into a great result. He has himself in 12th, 3.5, almost 4 seconds back from Jung. Going to be tough to make that out over the last couple laps, but still, what a valiant effort by Evan Imre today.
And we talked about Kessler and Hoyer. They are a-coming. What we'll do is we'll cover that battle to the finish line. They are far enough back. To catch right now, our leader is just heading down into 6th. So let's spend a little time looking at this one, and we'll get to catch when he comes across.
Boy, and Kessler sure looked like he made a mistake coming out of 5. And Hoyer has really, he's on him now. The hunt is on.
These guys are just behind our leader. We'll stay on this battle a little bit. I think we can probably cover this one all the way down into the chicane before we have to go get to catch. Let's see if Hoyer has a run here on him. Your leader right now is just getting to the chicane, and here comes the dive by Hoyer. Here it comes, and he finishes the job. Let's call that pass made. Meanwhile, let's jump up and call the winner as Christian to catch comes around 12th. Oh my goodness, we are looking. I'm sorry, I thought we were on the
this is the white flag lap.
Now we get the white flag.
Hoyer.
So that gives us more time. We can go back to Hoyer and Kessler. More fun, more bang for your buck.
The Vector Sim Sport teammates having a great battle here on Track Soup.
Oh, they are teammates, aren't they?
Oh, side by side, Reed, Mangan. Oh, out of turn 1, so tricky, up the hill.
And that was Reed making the move on the inside through 1. Mangan trying to fend him off. That's a good battle. We can catch that one as well as they work through 5 right now. That's a good battle. Since they're not teammates, that may be a little more intense. Meanwhile, to catch is this through 7, heading down the back straight. Hoyer and
Michael Mittner getting out of the way.
Hoyer and Kessler has settled down. Hoyer's going to take 2nd. Kessler is going to get 3rd. To catch just getting into the chicane right now. As now we look at our leader. Now I can call you the checkered flag. He finished last on the lead lap on the feature race. He's going to win the sprint race, and that is Christian to catch. Go ahead, Sean. What do you got?
Oh, Phil Reed just getting past. Going into this game by Oscar Mangan. Reed right on him, coming down the last stretch here for the far finish line.
I think he's got a shot. No.
Oh, Mangan gets it.
Start finish line too close for that one. Let's go ahead and look at Martinson. Let's pick him up in 8th position as they come around the final turn. Martinson ahead of Godin. I think there's not going to be enough time for the French-Canadian to get there. Kmart is going to get, I believe, 8th position. 9th position going to go to Godin. See if we can pick up another battle. 14th position looks good. Oh, Sarah Dove, 14th position. Here we go. This is Dove and Potter. They are down. Here they come.
Yep.
Did I miss it? It was over.
Dove got it. Sorry,
Dove got it.
Dove, not AI. I'm sorry. Darren Potter not able to pull it off.
I was late getting there, and yeah, so Dove gets 14th, Potter gets 15th. Everybody coming around, 17 cars on the lead lap. The last one coming around, Daniel Barrio. All right. Well, we got it in. I promised you we were going to get the sprint rate in. It took us 2 tries to do it, but we got it in the books, boys and girls. So what we're going to do right now on GSRC is take a short break. We'll be back to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers, and then close up shop. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of Apex Online's Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship Round 7 from Road Atlanta. We got them both in the books, the feature race, and it took 2 tries for the sprint race, but we got that one in as well. Let's run down your finishing order right now. We thought it would be wire to wire. Sean and I both felt that was coming, and sure enough, you all felt it too, and you saw Christian Ketch does just that, finishing 2.7 seconds ahead of Manuel Hoyer to pick up the win. Hoyer gets second. Patrick Kessler rounds out the podium. Oscar Mangan and Phil Reed had that battle. Mangan gets the best of it. Reed's going to have to settle for 5th. Mangan in 4th. The back half of your top 10, Scott Newton, Christian Koch, Knut Martinson, Jean-Francois Godin, and rounding out the top 10, Adam Tierney. Sean?
All right, and in 11th, it's going to be Patrick Jung. Finishing there, Evan Imre with a great run today, up 16 spots. He'll finish 12th. Daniel Morris, 13th. Sarah Dove wins that battle with Darren Potter, finishes 14th. He finishes 15th. We get down to Odd Jonas Willman, 16th. Tough day for him. So much loss. Started up there at the front and cycles all the way back to 16th by the end of this thing. Daniel Barrero, much better race this time, finishes 17th. Michael Mittner mired down there in 18th. Soup. Tough day for Mittner.
Yeah.
Tough day for Josh Thompson. Also finishes the race, but finishes it in 19th. Lee Robinson gonna round out the top 20.
Yeah, Mittner, Thompson, Holstein all out of the points here. Holstein finishes in the blackjack spot. Ty McLeod behind him. 23rd and 24th go to Lawrence Suddenstrike to right and Silvio Hurt. The Milkman, Andy Cowie. You take your 3,200 I rating and you find yourself in 25th ahead of a man with an 8,000 I rating. That's how what we care about I ratings. We're talking about Peter Berryman, who finishes at 26th. Jonas Vastamaki, 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th go to Hugo Prado, Kerry Nolden, and Stevie Chambers. All right, that'll round it out. Let's go ahead. Sean, I'm going to let you have the first interview today. Do we have our winner up there? I guess not.
Yeah, we don't have the winner. but we'll bring Phil Reed back in. Phil, that was a rather interesting race. Certainly the way it started, and then didn't start, and then stopped and red flag, and then we start again, and you wind up close to the podium there with a 5th place finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was actually much better in the second race that we did. I don't know if obviously you guys didn't see it, but it was a much shorter race. But yeah, I was just going through everyone, carving up field. There were a few crashes here and there, but that's fine because I was causing them.
You were the proverbial bull in the china shop, or is that what you're trying to tell us?
Perhaps. No. This race was crazy though. The opening laps, it was a bit of a tricky. Because I know that this track is very tricky in general, and when you've got the people that have been reversed at the front, there's a lot of checking up. But it's just natural, you get that, and it was quite difficult, sort of following as close as I wanted to be able to get runs on people, and because I thought I was a bit slower in a straight line than some people, so I wanted to be as close as I could, which obviously made it tricky and a little bit dangerous to be so close to people. But yeah, I was able to make some nice moves here and there, had some nice hairy moments, and had a great battle with Oscar as well for the last so many laps.
Yeah, you did, and I want you to talk just about a little bit about that. I don't know how much you've run with Oscar in the past, but what's it like going wheel to wheel like that, especially at a track that's so demanding like this here at Road Atlanta?
It's a lot of fun. It's really the only. I mean, if that wasn't something you could do with anyone, then I probably wouldn't be doing this, because it wouldn't be anywhere near as fun as what it could be, and they'd just be sort of running around. So, but doing it on a track like this, I mean, it's not my favourite track, but going wheel to wheel here can be quite exciting. And as I had that with Oscar. I've raced Oscar a couple of times. I think Sonoma this season would probably be the best battle that I had with him, because obviously I was ahead of him both races just about by the end of the race, and so this time I was able to have a proper battle this time. Where I had pace and he had pace, and we were sort of sharing the pace a little bit when we're in the slipstream with each other, and we sort of had some nice moves going on occasionally down into the first corner, and obviously into the final chicane. We were sort of side by side for 5 or 6 laps that we were together, so it's been good.
Well, I'll tell you what, you and Oscar are going to need to get together for a pint and discuss this one and share some memories. What a great race today. Thanks for getting in here and chatting with us, and congratulations on finishing in there in the top 10, collecting some good points today, and we will see you next week, sir.
Thank you very much. See you guys.
All right, Soup, that was Phil Reed. Guess who's shown up? Our winner, Christian to catch. Well, I'm going to give him to you now.
No, I'm going to take Josh Thompson first, since I got him set up. So let me talk to Josh. So we'll let you have the winner next time. So Josh, congratulations, 4th place in the feature. A great race for a great day for Infinity Racing for your team. Not so much for the sprint race, though, for you.
No, to be honest, it was quite a good race for the first one, especially with Oscar getting the win, which is quite handy.
Yeah.
I messed up with qualifying quite a lot. I didn't really hook a lap up, so I started in the midfield on 10th, but dropped back a little bit. Just did not want to get involved in the first lap. Just wanted to get through the first lap, then I could focus on the race. It's a long one. Made my way through. Got up to battling with Phil and Christian over 3rd. Got past Coke, and then as I was behind Phil and I drove off the track, nearly hitting the wall. I really did think that was going to be race over, but somehow managed to keep it out. Then just from there, just took it really easy, because I knew I couldn't really catch the gap back down, so I just settled for 4th really. And then the second race, good start. Got up to 5th or 6th. Going down into the last chicane, when I was behind Andy, I don't know who he was behind, and I pulled out to go past him, and then as I pulled out, he pulled out at the same time, so it went 3 wide. I was pushed to the inside, but at the same time we had Phil and Pete behind, so I couldn't back out of it and slot back in, because otherwise I'd have hit them. So I had to stay on the inside, tried to hook as close to the curb as I could, held it, but then looking back on the replay, it was netcode, which actually caused the actual contact between me and Andy, which then caused me then to get damage, which then also took Pete and 2 other people out. But other than that, it was a good weekend. It was good race for the team.
Well explained. And you got a reprieve on the first one, because the first sprint race wasn't going well. You were out early on that one, so
yeah.
You know what? Before I let you go here, I'll get you out on this. When you finish a race, man, you score well. I'm looking at your standings. They're like 4th and 5th, 6th all the way through. So keep it going. And you teamed up with Oscar. That's going to be a tough. That team could win the championship.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we've got a very good chance. Like me and Oscar were saying before the race, just need to finish. And it was just with the way the connection was in that one, it really hindered me and him because we're at the UK side. Because he's Ireland and I'm the UK. It wasn't really helping us. So it was a bit of a risk. I know it was going to be a bit of a risky move doing that in race 2 anyway. But he managed to finish well, so he scored good points for the team. And all I need to do now is just finish them both because I've definitely got the pace to be up there. In the practice session, I was P6, something like that. So I've definitely got the pace to be up there.
All right, man. We'll watch as the season goes to the back half. Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Josh Thompson, another good day for Infinity Racing. Okay, Sean, now we can talk to our winner.
Yeah, it's Christian to catch.
Hello.
Sorry about that, buddy. Lost my voice there for a second. Boy, this one was a little bit different for you than the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I was hoping to do better in the first one, but I guess this worked out great too. So.
You were under a lot of pressure in the feature race there in the closing laps. You had Mangan closing. Talk about that for just a moment, since we didn't get to talk to you previously. How hard were you working there in the seat?
Quite hard. Actually, I had a decent gap, about 8 seconds, but then Daniel, I think it was, started fighting me. So we lost about 5-6 seconds in 2 laps. So I was just, I was driving like crazy, I guess, to keep Oscar behind. Of course, trying to avoid any incidents and stuff like that, but...
Well, I'll tell you, I said it at the beginning of the race, or I said it towards the end of that race. The last thing in the world the rest of this field wanted was you starting on the pole in the sprint race, and you made me look like a genius. Thank you, Christian.
Thanks. I actually had to ask. I was in the chat with Knut and Phil, and I had to ask them if I was allowed to defend against Oscar, because I would have done that if I was allowed. But I guess that's not allowed.
Christian, it's super. Let me ask you a quick question about the feature race. I know you had an incident. Did you have to race a damaged car out there for a while before your pit stop, or how did that play out?
Yeah, it was about 3 seconds a lap down, I think. So it was quite damaged. Even after the race, even after the pit, it was still damaged. So I was quite slow.
Fast enough.
Fast enough, yeah, for sure.
Hey, congratulations. And hey, I'm telling you, the fans are calling for you to team up with your old partner. You can get back together with Morris. Are they going to let you do that, or that's wishful thinking? You're all by yourself now for Red Devil.
We actually did that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did. So, but we can't combine the points, so we sort of start from scratch, I guess.
I see. Okay, well, that's too bad. You were having a good run. Well, congratulations on the season. Good luck. See if you can run down your second championship.
Thanks, guys.
Christian to catch, our feature race winner here today. Okay, boys and girls, are we done here, everybody? Is that how it's
Actually, no. I'm going to ask Scott a couple questions here real quick, Soup. Scott, boy, what a run today. Up 12 spots in that sprint race. It was really a sprint today, and it was pretty crazy out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, hey Sean. Yeah, it definitely was quite a challenge to get through the field. Luckily, in the abandoned sprint race, I dodged a huge bullet because I jumped the start. So it was just lucky that I had everyone had connection issues, and they restarted the server. But coming to the other sprint race. It was just mainly fighting through the traffic, loads of battles, luckily, that people were holding up each other, and I was able to make sure that I was able to capitalize on them, even though that I spun myself.
Well, you know what? Our director caught you jumping that start on the failed first attempt at this sprint race, so definitely fortunate for you to get that second chance. Listen, this was a great race filled with a lot of craziness. This track in the Formula Renault 2.0, what are your thoughts about getting around here? Where's the most dangerous section on this track for you?
Turn 3 is definitely a troublesome spot for me. Also, I think it's turn 8, the one that leads onto the back straight. That feels as though that the engine under revs, or it doesn't rev match, so you can't really downshift properly, and it just wants to lose the back end. So yeah, definitely those two are the main troublesome spots. Or turn 10, chicane also happens there as well, but that's setup dependent as well, because of the fact that I like a very pointy car. Just definitely don't want the understeer.
Well, you know, you're going to pick up decent points, especially with your finish here in the sprint race. Obviously the feature race was a bit of a slog for you, but you know, looking forward to next week in Phillip Island. That should be a little bit more of a favorite of yours, shouldn't it?
Yeah, geographically, it's my home track currently, so definitely looking forward to next week. I've had some pretty strong results in the past, both in the Formula Renault and the Williams, back in the day when I was running that car, so definitely looking forward to it.
Well, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week. Thanks, Scott, for the time. We'll see you then.
No worries, cheers, Sean, and cheers, fellas.
And cheers to Scott Soup. I think, though, that gives us a chance to put a nice, pretty bow on this.
There you go, nice pretty bow. A little bonus coverage. We got a little bit of an extra race there as the aborted first sprint race got in there as well. You know, we'd like to thank everybody at Apex Online Racing for organizing Formula Renault 2.0 League, and for all the members who support this broadcast. We know we have a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying GSRC. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. And, of course, a special thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde for providing the original music that we use today.
And the AOR returns next week, Friday, August 4th, for Round 8 from Phillip Island. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us for more information about the Global Sim Racing Channel. Your best bet is globalsimracingchannel.com. And you can also find us on social media at GSR Channel for Twitter, and on Facebook, just type in Global Sim Racing Channel.
And now, with Phillip Island in our hearts and minds and voices as well, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Ambrose, our director Joey Peak, and our camera artist Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And with that said, we're off to have fun storm the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.